And we're back, guys. Tennis in a minute. We are looking at SW19. Who's going to win it all? We know Iga Swiatek, Coco Gauff, they have some pretty favorable draws, but they will meet in the quarterfinals potentially. What about fellow American Jessica Pegula? Well, first she's taking on Lauren Davis. They've played 5 times. Pegula's won 3 of them. Pegula has the 11th hardest draw. That's right, in terms of AI technology. They say she has the 11th most favorable draw. Lauren Davis, on the other hand, the 71st. Yes, she's got a very tough draw. Now, if Pegula beats Lauren Davis, I do have Pegula beating Lauren Davis in this match. Not only is Lauren Davis not 100%, and Pegula hasn't looked good either, but this is a matchup Pegula is going to win. We have a potential second round matchup with the winner of Rakimova and Buxa. Stay tuned for that prediction video that's coming up. A potential round 3 matchup with the winner of another person in this video, Sharif and Masarova. A potential 4th round matchup with Ludmila Samsonova, and a potential quarterfinal matchup with Kudermetova. The winner of that would face either Coco or Iga in the semifinals. Very tough draw. Now, if Coco gets past Iga in the quarterfinals, she'll probably beat Pegula again if Pegula can get to the semifinals. And that means Coco's in the finals and she's going to win Wimbledon. Guys, I have Lauren Davis receiving the short end of this stick. Jessica Pegula gets the victory. I think the variety of Pegula, in contrast to the health of Lauren Davis right now, is just going to be too much. Lauren Davis will lose this matchup. Pegula advances to the second round. Next up is a match that I think is just going to be fireworks, to be honest with you. We have Camila Osorio, one of the toughest players I've ever seen in my life. Now, she is taking on Elizabeth, who this is going to be a really good matchup here. These two ladies have played once. Elizabeth won this matchup. That matchup was actually on hard at Tepenko. Now this is on grass, and Elizabeth is not a good grass player. Camila Osorio is not a great grass player. At least she's a little bit better. You have 2 players that struggle to hold serve. I don't like Camila being this big of a favorite. I really don't. I mean, both ladies are having a mediocre season. Elizabeth is coming off of a 41 season, though. She does have a championship. This is a match I would take the over 18 games. I would, instead of paying this much for Camila to defeat Elizabeth, I would take the over 18 games for the same price. That's the pick. Who's next? Next up, we have Kristina Buxa taking on Kamila Rakimova. Now, Camila owns this head-to-head. They've played once, and Camila won that matchup. That was last year at the Bronx. That was a hard tournament. It went 3 sets, and we saw Camila lose to fellow countrywoman Erica Andreeva, big sister to Mira, the qualifiers for the U.S. Open. Now, look, Buxa's not having a good season, 14-5. She's not a good grass player. Camilla's not a good grass player. They hate grass. But both ladies are struggling. We've seen Camila lose 3 in a row, but to decent players, Jody Braz, Zachary, and Sabalenka. We've seen Buxa lose to Krejcikova and Camila Osorio. Buxa's a defensive player. She's a rally player, uses a lot of spin. Her style does not suit grass well. I think Camila, her style doesn't really suit grass well either, but she's going to at least be able to step up and hit winners a little more aggressively. Kristina's the favorite in this match, and I just don't think her style suits grass very well. I personally just wouldn't back Kristina in a spot like this. I don't think she should be this much of a favorite, considering her style is just not good for grass. It's just not. Camilla's at least going to be a little bit more aggressive, go for winners, and I could see the first set being very competitive, but I have to take Camila plus 5.5. I don't see Buxa I don't see her blowing Camila out of the water. I just don't, because Camilla's the type where she's gonna step up. She's going to try and hit winners, and she's gonna score points. I'll take Camilla plus 5.5. That's the pick. Who's next? All right, we have Mayar Sharif taking on Rebeka Masarova. This is going to be a good match. This is going to be popcorn worthy. We have the Spaniard, Rebeka Masarova, who is tall. She's got a really good serve, guys, and she can score points without you even touching the ball. Taking on Mayar Sharif from Egypt. She played her college ball at Pepperdine. She's familiar with the USA. Now, both of these ladies prefer to play on clay, right? Mayar Sharif, 160 plus wins on clay. Rebeka's the younger player out of these two, but her grass career is just not there, doesn't exist. And the same with Mayar Sharif. Sharif actually, if I'm not mistaken, got her first main tour grass win this grass season against, I want to say, Friedsam, right? So these ladies are horrible on grass. This is a match that most people would probably take the over. Rebeka is the underdog in this matchup, but we saw her injured against Emma Navarro at Bad Homburg. She won the first set, then had to retire in the second set. But despite that, she's won 6 of her last 10. We've seen wins over some pretty solid players in Alban, who's a good clay player, uses a lot of spin. Podoroska, who's a really good clay player as well. Sasnovich, who's very tricky, versatile. The win that Rebeka had at Bad Homburg against Bianca was a given. I told you guys Bianca didn't play well the previous match against Neef. She should have lost that match. I mean, Neef, literally, Neef is pretty, no, I'm sorry, not Neef. Why am I thinking Neef? Cartel, who's another young player. Cartel played pretty solid, and of course she was the hometown favorite from Great Britain, but that's a match I said watch out for Bianca, and sure enough she lost the next match to Rebeka. But I just thought Rebeka caught Bianca at a time where she's just not focused or playing well. So is she overvalued here against Mayar or undervalued? I'd probably say she's overvalued, right? And considering that she's not healthy, Mayar Sharif has a solid backhand. She should have beat Bronzetti, by the way. I think she won the first set, if I'm not mistaken, but she beat Friedsam, who's a really good shot maker between the lines. Rebeka's not going to throw much at Sharif that Friedsam didn't already do, right? And I think the match against Bronzetti, she got a little too complacent. She got sloppy, got ahead of herself, and she lost. This is a match where I'd take Mayar Sharif as the underdog to win it outright. That's the pick, guys. Another video. Stay tuned. We got a few more. Show some love. Like them. I'll keep them coming as long as you like the videos.